Hello and welcome to Arcade ZA. My name is Sibu Mbanza, aka Mr. Fresh Fade No Mbandla. 2 months ago, George and I went to the launch of the Dji Osmo Action. We got a short, hands-on look at the new Osmo Action. A month later, I asked DJI if I could take one of these babies to Greece, and they agreed. I prepared to use it like once or twice for some underwater shots. Little did I know I'd be using this little guy for most of my trip. Here's a video I shot on our way back from Greece. No color grading, no extra editing to make it look cool. All the transitions were done by hand. I shot it at auto at 1080p, so I was using it at its minimum capacity.
Hello, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello. You can just follow her.
So it reminds me a lot of the GoPro Hero 7, as both can capture 12 megapixel images in RAW and JPEG. They can record 4K video up to 60 frames per second and have video effects like 8 times slow motion and an unreal electronic stabilization. They're also both waterproof without a case, but the Action goes down 36 feet and the GoPro only 33 feet, which is not really much of a difference unless you like drop it in the ocean or something. We have 3 buttons on the Osmo Action. On top you have one button which is to switch it on and off, and one button to start recording or to take a picture. On the left side of it we have a quick switch button. It does exactly that. It allows you to switch between photo, video, slow-mo, time-lapse and more. You can set it up the way that you want to. Whatever you want to do, you can decide what goes on there. I have it on like photo, video and I think slow-mo from Greece. This is for those times where you need to quickly change from one mode to another, and I found it really helpful because at times like I wanted to take a picture in the middle of a shoot and I didn't want to disrupt the shoot by telling my girlfriend to stop and wait for me to change my mode. So it's really nice to have something that can happen so quickly. We also have a removable lens which leaves space for the ND filter that DJI makes. You can get ND filters. It takes me to my next feature, probably the thing that you might notice if you're a fan of action cameras, and that's the fact that we have a front facing screen. It's about 1.4 inches with 300 megapixels per inch. Now it's not an amazing screen, but it is incredibly helpful. With most action cameras you have to connect it to a phone to be able to see what you're doing, but luckily for me I had this front facing camera. With two finger taps on the back you can switch between screens as you like. How amazing. It sounds so little, but it really makes a difference. On the inside, we have a 1300 milliamp LiPo battery, USB-C charging port, and a micro SD port, which can take a maximum of 256 gigs. Now, I don't know why you'd want a 256 micro SD card. It seems a little bit unnecessary. We have a 12 megapixel sensor and a 145 degree field of view lens. That's more degrees than both George and I have. That's because we don't have any degrees. We just have matrics. That's why we're in my lounge making videos for money. This video goes up to 4K, slow motion up to 1080, 240 frames per second. The time lapse also hits 4K. With the video, we also have an electronic stabilization feature they call Rocksteady. This is another thing that I'm really excited about. DJI have always been the queens of stabilization. Their drones, Ronins, and gimbals prove that literally no one else does it better. They spared no expense with the Rocksteady on the Osmo Action. You could be running and it looks like you're skating on ice. It's so smooth, smoother than my face, which is very smooth because I don't grow facial hair. Now I know this camera is made for videos, but don't sleep on the image quality. Shooting in RAW, playing with the settings a little bit, and adding a little bit of editing in Lightroom, and you could come out with these amazing wide photographs. Most of the photos I took on the trip were actually on this little machine, not on my Sony, as most people assumed. It was a breeze to use this underwater and out of the water. It definitely made making content on my trip like 10 times easier. Can you vlog with it? Go watch my most recent vlog on Mombanza and you can decide for yourself. I'll also put a link in the description below. What I will tell you though is that the onboard sound on this is not really great. Understandably so, action cameras aren't necessarily made to have amazing sound, and it's a bit wide sometimes than you'd actually need it for like sit down videos. It'll show everything in the room. Is it worth it? Yes. For a content creator who's on the go and somebody who also wants to create amazing travel content, this is your go-to guy, I promise you. Thank you very much for watching Arcade ZA. Let me know in the comments below, are you keen on action cameras? Have you ever had a GoPro, a DJI, any action camera? And what do you think about this new release? DJI doesn't make action cameras. This is a first for them. And honestly, I think they knocked it out of the park. So let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. From myself and George, we'll see you guys very, very soon with another video. Till again, next week or this week, if you're lucky. We'll see. Like I said, petrol is tough, guys.